Hello, ladies. Welcome. So far, my journey with Jesus has been going incredibly well. I study daily as well as pray and journal, and I spend time listening to his guidance. And I'm doing my best to fulfill what he compels me to do. However, my journey isn't perfect. There are some areas that I've been struggling with lately. So, in this video, we're going to talk about how to build a balanced life that honors God. One of the struggles I've been trying to figure out lately is how to add my faith in all aspects of life, especially work life and my relationships with friends and families who are non believers. If your workplace is anything like mine, you can probably relate. I work with a lot of really great people and vendors, but they aren't always the most God fearing bunch. And since I've started my journey, I've gotten a lot of comments from coworkers mentioning that I'm quiet now and I don't participate in their jokes like I used to. I have explained my journey to them and why I don't join in, but sometimes they don't understand and they take my standoffishness personally. Please do me a favor, and if you experience any conflict incorporating your spiritual life with areas of your life and your work life and your relationships, then please comment and tell me how you incorporated the two. Or if you're like me and you're trying to figure out how to balance your relationships and your spiritual life, please comment and share your story. I would love to get any advice on how you've gotten through incorporating the two. Another area I find myself struggling with is prioritizing God in all aspects of my life. By default, I find that when I face a difficult decision, I act without consulting God. I'm so used to multitasking and taking quick actions so I can move forward and get everything done in my day. I'm trying to make it a habit to step back and pray unceasingly and allow God to run my day. Recently, God pointed me to Proverbs 3, verse 5 through 6. It reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." This passage really rings true with me. He made it clear that I need to meditate and journal and use it as a daily reminder to focus on him first. I believe that to truly live our lives right, he should be the center of our focus, and everything we experience should be based on him. That brings me to another big struggle that I've been dealing with, and that's honoring God in relationships with loved ones. It's a battle that almost constantly stays on my mind because losing touch with the people that I love is unimaginable, but at the same time, my relationship with God is my biggest priority. Most people that I know are non-believers, both inside and outside of work. Because I've changed my focus, doesn't mean that they've changed theirs. So sometimes it's hard for me to relate to some of the subjects that come up in conversations, like TV shows that I used to find okay, music with inappropriate lyrics that never bothered me before, but now that I've aligned with God's will, I find myself trying to avoid talking about. This leads to a lot of dry, awkward conversations because I have less in common with them now, and I've been praying on how to find common ground because they still want to talk about the old common worldly subjects that God warns us to stay away from. And I feel inspired to share my growth that I've been encountering with God in my journey, and they don't seem to understand how much I've changed. And I don't want to seem preachy when I talk to them about my beliefs. I wanted to find the best way to incorporate my new faith with maintaining old relationships. So I started exploring the topic of navigating relationships with non-believers. I found that experts suggest a good first step is giving friends and family time to get used to new changing relationship dynamics. In 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14, it reads, "Do not be yoked together with non-believers, for what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can we have with darkness?" This verse seems to mean that believers should stay away from non-believers so they don't cause them to stray away from God's path. Believers and non-believers have different priorities. Believers should focus on building their relationship with God and serving others. And we can get distracted from our mission if we fall into our old ways, which is easy if we spend time with people we are familiar with. It seems like the best way to handle relationships is by no means to cut off family and friends who are non believers completely, though spiritual separation may be a good idea, and this may allow you to grow in your faith. I think it's the best to continue in your faith than to live Christ like. And when your loved ones and co workers see the improvements that God is making in your life, they'll be curious to know about the changes and they'll be drawn to your light. Eventually, they may even begin to ask you questions about how they too can get the same positive purpose that you walk in every time they see you. Over time, they may even begin to seek Jesus too, and your relationships will find a new normal balance. I know that as busy ladies and mothers, we'll probably never be able to completely balance our lives and our relationships, but we can ultimately make God our focus and figure out how best to work all the other aspects around our faith in Him. Let me know if you have a favorite verse about trusting in the Lord and putting Him first. And please leave a comment if you'd like to share any aspect of your new life in Christ that's out of balance and what you think the best way is to deal with them. Thank you so much, and please join me again in my next video. Have a great day.